On this tangent-filled episode of Savor the Burn, Faith and Tim join us one more again with their Rieger's Super Bowl rye. Let's see what they have to say.
Hey.
So we thought we would do a little review. I know I've tasted this already. I tasted it the second you gave it to me for my birthday, but we thought we would do a little review for you on the Private Stock Rieger Straight Rye Whiskey, aged 4 years. The special one you gave me for my birthday. But what's the proof and all of that?
The proof is tiny. The mash bill is tiny, and the date of barrel fill is tiny. So forgive my vision here. We're going to say the proof is 108. The mash bill is 96% rye and 4% malted.
High rye. Because it's a rye.
It is a rye, yeah. Okay. 4% barley. And it was the only barrel they filled on February 3rd, 2020, in honor of Kansas City's first football championship in 50 years.
Yeah.
Go Chefs.
So since
Jeffs.
Since we just recorded all of our reviews on the Private Stocks and the West Bottoms that you and Jonathan picked for us, I thought it might be fun just to do a little review just for you. I mean, do with this whatever you want, but because I haven't gone back to it since Louisville.
No. Yeah.
So clean palate, well, not totally clean palate because we've had some high hitters tonight, but anyway, let's just dig in. I'm digging the color in this bottle, and this label of the Private Stock is very handsome. I like the Rieger's bottles, like the pleated of this.
Yeah.
And these, I like the scalloped label.
Yeah, the scallop thing is almost like the Makers.
Nice little touch.
Makers has that scallop on their label.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So.
Oh, right. So I think these are the glasses you guys have been looking at.
Yeah.
Oh, get the Libby one out.
So these we got at the Preservation Distillery. They make the very old St. Nick as well as a bunch of other blends that they have.
Smells delicious.
They are thick. They're not going to tip over.
No, they're not.
But let's see when we go to cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do muted. Kind of lack the cheers, but these Libby ones are pretty cool.
The other ones that I like. I like these. Faith doesn't reach for it often. It's Libby. It's the official Bourbon Trail glass. It's a bigger, wider, bulbous.
So it's still tulips in, but this part here is much wider and rounder. And you can get a bigger pour, I guess, in these. So when we did the Bardstown tour, this was the glass that they gave you at the end of that tour. But I don't know. I don't reach for that shape often. I like this one a little better.
I'll grab these on high proofs because I feel like
it airs out a little.
I feel like it dissipates a little quicker, and the ethanol isn't as concentrated up my nose. But I feel like it's a small enough glass that you're still getting the aroma on it. I mean, you're not leaving it out for 3 days at a time, so it's and I don't know, it feels good in my hand.
It does. It has a nice stout bottom.
Yeah.
Because I like to swirl while holding.
I don't feel like I'm going to crush the glass. It's not delicate. I can set it down.
I say that to say, like, if you're testing glasses, maybe look into some of these to see if you like this shape.
What did I do on the?
Oh, that's
not too bad for a thick glass.
Too bad, but it's nothing like a Glencairn.
Yeah, I don't know that this one's copyrighted. It's Libby glass. It's the official Bourbon Trail
I think
glass.
this one, though, is really attractive.
But yeah, this one is not a trademark style. So I think that's why they're cheaper.
This doesn't smell like a rye.
All right. Back to the whiskey.
Back to life.
Back to reality.
I just remember like being half asleep in my PJs, opening this. The cap was off, which was terrifying.
Right.
No spills anywhere, somehow, by the grace of God, Jehovah, whoever.
Gaia. Rattlesnake.
And took a little birthday swig, and it was delicious then, so I imagine it will be delicious now. But this nose is just a light sweetness. There's no ethanol.
We're
Very
cheating
subtle.
by having the
149.6 proof.
No, I was going to say we're cheating by having the tasting wheel in front of us from Michter's.
We do have the tasting wheel.
It is kind of helpful though, because I sometimes struggle with what I'm experiencing, and for me, the nose slots into the herbaceous and resinous kind of categories. Now, the adjectives that they use going further into the center of the wheel, I don't know that I get those, but
I don't know what I get. I like what I'm getting, but
yeah. All right, you want to try it?
Yeah, let's try it.
Cheers. Clink.
Think. God, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
It's sweet. That's the first thing I say to most bourbons. It's sweet. This isn't a bourbon, it's a rye, but
what surprises me is so many people talk about the pepperiness and spiciness of ryes, and a lot of times I don't experience that.
No.
Like I'm looking for the black pepper or the clove or the spicy.
the finish is it's more of the finish, like the back end finish that is peppery, spicy, but
And then the other thing that's interesting is I like rye bread. And
I love rye bread.
You know, when
caraway seeds.
Yeah, the caraway, the rye. We had a sandwich a couple days ago that I had the pumpernickel rye swirl bread. And the rye whiskeys never taste like rye bread to me.
I wish it did.
I wish it did. I don't know why they don't. It's very interesting how that happens. Science, bitches.
Science. So now the nose is kind of woody.
Yeah, I would agree.
But like it's not oak.
I'm going to go with what my handy dandy wheel has.
Sawdust.
I was going to go up further and
Pencil
say pencil
shavings.
shavings. Pencil shavings.
It is pencil shavings.
Yeah.
Oh, it's definitely pencil shavings.
You've chewed on the
like
metal.
red.
You've chewed on the metal and the eraser, and you walk up and you're. And
No. You're emptying out the
yeah.
Do kids even like sharpen pencils like this anymore?
They should.
I want a pencil sharpener like this.
Could you put an Apple Pencil in the pencil sharpener? What would happen?
I think you would run it.
Yeah, you probably would.
I think you would.
Take that into the Apple store and like, hey,
something happened.
I tried to
don't
sharpen
know.
this bad boy up and it's not working anymore. Yeah,
it's really tasty. So
Yeah.
it is I don't get a lot of like it might be kind of clovey allspice, but it's not cinnamon.
I would agree. Yeah, I wouldn't pick up cinnamon on that.
Ooh. Would you put this in some baked apples? Like stew some apples and like put a little splash of this in there?
Oh, for sure.
I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I think that would be delicious.
Or cranberries at Thanksgiving.
I don't know. You made those bourbony, whiskey bourbon cranberries years ago.
I put too much bourbon.
There was two.
Is there such thing? I don't think so.
There is when you want cranberries.
Apples. I think apples. Peaches.
I don't know if that's right for peaches.
Bananas.
For me.
I like food, I guess. Maybe I want some
I do too.
apricot pie. I don't know.
All right, I'm workshopping an idea.
Uh-oh.
I haven't figured out the order of operations here. But banana pudding is big
Ooh.
here in the South.
Yes, in Knox Vegas.
Faith likes to make banana bread, as a lot of people do.
Well, you said it wrong.
Banana bread pudding.
Bread pudding is also big here in the South.
Right. So I haven't settled on, is banana bread pudding, is it banana bread pudding? Or is it banana bread pudding?
Or is it banana bread pudding?
So kind of in my mind, when I came up with the concept, I thought when you're making banana pudding and you have the pudding and the whipped cream and the bananas and the vanilla wafers, take the vanilla wafers out, slide in your little chunks of banana bread there. Faith thought it should be bread pudding.
Well, you said banana bread pudding.
Right, but I was thinking
I thought
banana pudding.
Bread pudding made with banana bread, which sounds amazing.
Right, but what happened was I went to lunch and saw a menu, so I had something in my head, and I didn't tell you any of this information. So I was operating under one set of circumstances, and you were operating under another.
See, that's...
Because you didn't know what was in my head.
And boy, I usually don't.
Right. So, banana bread pudding.
Hey, define it however you wish. Eat any way, it sounds delicious, and I'm here for it, as the kids say.
What did Jim Beam say about their whiskey? Drink it any damn well you like. So
eat it any damn well you like.
Yeah, for desserts, eat it.
Anyway, we're here to talk about this.
Hey, when you start drinking hazmats and samples after samples,
it's true.
And you just want to send a short and sweet review, and it turns up being 15 minutes long.
This makes me feel like I'm actually talking to you, Wayne, my brother.
So
I wish we lived in the same city. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah.
Because then we could share this with you.
We have a knob makers Suntory Beam story to tell you at some point too. So
yeah, we made a friend.
We did, down in Georgia.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. Based on the Michter's VIP tour, I don't know that it could get much better. But I knew Beam Suntory was a thing, but I guess, was it last week, 2 weeks ago? Internally, they did a major rebrand, so they're just Suntory now. But Makers is under their umbrella, and I did not realize that at all.
I didn't either, because we were just talking about Beam with this guy, and he kept talking about Makers. Because we were talking about how much we love Makers. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, really? What is your favorite at Makers? Mm-hmm. And we just kept talking about how much we loved Makers. And we're like, oh.
So the short of the story, now that we've already told you the whole thing, we were at Josh's, my brother-in-law's, birthday party. And one of his buddies in the neighborhood is a pretty high up-to-do sales rep.
I think I told you this already.
For Beam Suntory or Suntory. So cool.
The nicest man. Like,
any other notes on this before we send a 5-hour-long video?
So sorry, this is so long. This was meant to just be about this.
Also,
I love this. This was such a great bottle. Like, again, this isn't something that we can get here. I love getting things that I can't otherwise buy myself unless I'm in Kansas City. I love supporting your local. Mm-hmm. So this was a beautiful gift. I know you love Riegers, so I love to love things that you do. So I love it. Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, now that we've met up in Louisville, we'll have to figure out the Blues NHL schedule was released.
Well, okay, so before we do the Blues, though...
So we got to do a cold weather trip somewhere.
No, we got to finish out the Bourbon Trail before the passport's over.
Right. We could start our own, though. We could have like a Canadian Bourbon Trail or something, you know.
Ooh.
Go drink some
Okay, this is too long.
Water.
Love you, bye.
You crazy bastards. All right, so thank you, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, for watching this episode, this tangent-filled episode of Savor the Burn. Shout out to Faith and Tim, definitely, for sending us that review. And no matter who you are, where you are, what you're drinking, who you're drinking with, never forget, keep on burning.